I chain smoke and I say fuck a lot. But I accept myself for the way I am. I accept you too. Viewer discretion advised.
How about a good old-fashioned blind item? First off, thanks to Michael Anderson for sharing this with me. From crazydaysandnights.net, Wednesday, January 1st, 2020. Blind items revealed, number 44. From November 20th, 2019. This actor was not A-list at his peak, but he was in a number of starring roles in studio films, often appearing with A-plus stars. One day, this run suddenly ended, and the actor, seemingly overnight, went from roles like in a film featuring a number of elderly actors from Hollywood's golden age, and a film by an A director which copied a certain film by this permanent A-plus director, to straight to video films and TV shows. In the following decade, he had a role in a soap opera. Currently, he mostly does voice work. He has also tried his hand at music. The reason why the actor dropped down a notch, or several, was due to an incident and its aftermath, which occurred during his last over-the-marquee cinematic release. This was part of a franchise that has a lot of installments. The deceased director/creator of the franchise was not directing this installment, but was on a set as he was a co-screenwriter of the film. The director had a bad reputation with young girls, although he was largely free from criticism during his lifetime. The actor caught the director on the set in a compromising position with an 11-year-old girl, and did what would be natural: punched the director and called the police. However, the Hollywood machine quickly jumped into action, telling police the actor was delusional and making sure the 11-year-old girl was nowhere to be found. The studio called a meeting with the actor and told him if he completed the film, which was almost finished, they would come clean to authorities about the director and make sure he was prosecuted. The actor agreed, but once the film was finished, he discovered the studio took no action against the director, who would go on to make many more films, and in fact, have another successful franchise. At the same time, the actor's own career dried up, and he received no offers for similar level films to the ones he'd been making. At this point, the actor decided to go to the press. He went to a reporter he knew. However, the reporter was on the take from the studio and reported what they'd been told by the actor. What followed was a clumsy, quote, accident that failed to harm the actor at all. The actor then had another meeting with the studio and advised them that he knew the name of the 11-year-old girl and a few other victims of the director, and had written them down in a manuscript which was hidden away under lock and key, only to appear if anything further was to happen to him. The studio backed off and even ended up paying the actor a monthly stipend, which continues to this day. And the clues. Number 1, the actor wasn't A-list, but had starring roles in films with A-plus list actors. Number 2 is split up into 2 sections, Part A and B. Number 2, he went from starring in Part A, a film featuring old actors from the golden age of Hollywood. In Part B, a film by an A director that copied a film by an A-plus director to straight to video and TV. Number 3, the following decade, he got a role in a soap opera. Number 4, currently he's mostly doing voice work. Number 5, he also plays or has played music. Number 6, his last cinematic release was part of a franchise with lots of sequels. Number 7, the director/creator is deceased, and he wasn't directing in this movie, but he was there as a screenwriter. And number 8, director made many more films and had another franchise. This blind item was recently revealed, but it doesn't mean we can't put it together.
Well, Craig, we've been sitting here talking for a few minutes, getting acquainted, because I've never met you before.
Number 1, actor not A-list, but had starring roles in films with A-plus list actors. It's an actor named Craig Wasson, and he did have starring roles in other movies with A-plus actors. Number 2, he went from starring in Part A, a film featuring old actors from the golden age of Hollywood. Craig was in a movie called Ghost Story in 1981, with actors such as Fred Astaire, Melvin Douglas, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., among others. And Part B, a film by an A director that copied a film by an A+ director. That movie would be Body Double, directed by Brian De Palma, who I had never heard of before. He has the same birthday as me though, so that's cool, except a lot older. Who would be an A-list director because he's directed a lot of things I've heard of, such as Scarface and Carrie. And the film in reference, Body Double, was a direct homage to the films of Alfred Hitchcock, specifically Rear Window in 1954, Vertigo in 1958, and Dial M for Murder in 1954. And of course, Alfred Hitchcock would be a permanent A+ list director. Number 3, the following decade he had a role in a soap opera. Craig Wasson was featured as Doug Ebert in the soap opera One Life to Live in 1991. Number 4, he currently does mostly voice work. He reads a lot of books on Audible, a lot of Stephen King, among others. Number 5, also plays or played music. Yeah, he plays music, he's got a lot of songs out. Number 6, last cinematic release, part of franchise with lots of sequels. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3, Dream Warriors, was his last big cinematic release. And it went on, it has lots of sequels. Number 7, the deceased director / creator, not directing this, but was there as a screenwriter. Of course, Wes Craven. He passed away in 2015. He was a director. He was the creator of A Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy Krueger. And he's also credited for the screenplay. Number 8, director made many more films and had another franchise. Yes, he did. And that in particular would be the Scream franchise. And here's something you may not have heard. In 1978, Wes Craven was the cinematographer of a movie called The Evolution of Snuff, a mockumentary about a pornographic film starlet who commits suicide during the filming of a documentary about the adult film business, leading to the discovery of a snuff film. That's interesting. Wes Craven's original script for Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Wes Craven never intended A Nightmare on Elm Street to become a franchise. Craven opted out of 1985's Freddy's Revenge, but New Line wanted the originator of the series back for Part 3, and Craven obliged, pending the original draft for the film along with writing partner Bruce Wagner. The original script for Dream Warriors is available online and provides a darker and actually profane tale, according to the eventual director, Chuck Russell. The script certainly has a darker tone than what eventually made it to screen. Freddy Krueger isn't chock full of one-liners as in the final film. His dialogue is perverse and menacing. Craven's script plays up the original concept of Freddy as a child molester, particularly in the sequence in which Freddy takes out Philip, the sleepwalker. The character of Philip is written as a frail 13-year-old. His death here is similar, except he's not strung up like a marionette. Here, Freddy physically leads the boy by placing the child's feet atop his own, marching him unwillingly towards his demise. Philip asks, "Why me?" To which Freddy responds, like the true dirty old man he is, "Because I like you." Pedophilia was only ever assumed in Craven's original, and this draft provides plenty of moments to back it up. Welcome to Wonderland, Alice. Fucking stoned.
I got